Dear ladies and gentlemen, let me present you the results of our scientific research concerning the problems of school textbook. The Information Society determines the requirements for general education of students as a necessary component of the quality of the national education system, to obtain the ability to learn, to gain the ability to self-study throughout life. In this aspect, there is a need for modernization forms, methods and means of teaching, but the dominant role in this process belongs to the content of education as a model of society's requirements for younger generation. A textbook is a material expression of the content of education, so this type of educational literature must meet the characteristics of the dominant concept, a personally oriented one, of teaching at the particular stage of development of pedagogy and school. Let's admit that school textbooks have been the subject of researches by a number of domestic and foreign scientists in different directions. Essence, functions and structure of a textbook, analysis and evaluation of a textbook, features of a textbook for elementary school, methodical basis of creation, textbooks on separate subjects, UNESCO scientists' researches in the field of school textbooks. The process of formation of the ability to work with textbooks indirectly deepen theoretical aspects of textbooks, which relate to the organization of work with textbooks. Let's admit that theoretical foundations of textbooks have been explored as a special branch of scientific knowledge, the theory of school textbooks. There are two levels in the theory of school textbook: general theoretical and methodical. The main structural components of this field of knowledge are as follows: the essence of the textbook, its functionality, the structure of the textbook, methods of analysis and evaluation of the textbook, and others. On this slide, you can see the list of functions of a school textbook according to the most of the scientists. The structure of the textbook was developed by Zuyev. It covers the following elements: the text and non-textual components, apparatus of the organization of assimilation, illustrative material, apparatus of orientation. Beilinson proposed a generalized classification of methods of analysis and evaluation of school textbooks. The scientist divided the available methods into two groups: traditional and theoretical, analytical and formalized. The structural functional approach to the analysis of this type of educational literature was analyzed, the structural components of which were structural analysis of the textbook and its functional characteristics. The researches of UNESCO scientists significantly deepen the understanding of the purpose of the textbook and its place and role in the educational process. A separate area of the researches concerned the peculiarities of the construction of the textbook for elementary school. The most complete definition of this phenomenon has been proposed. The statement on a textbook for elementary school as a model of the integral learning process has been specified. Scientists admit its dual essence, the means of learning and education content. As a means of learning, school textbook is both for teachers and students. At the same time, a textbook is created to capture elements as a source of educational content: knowledge, skills, creative experience, emotional and value attitude to the world. We also proved the leading functions of textbooks for elementary school. Information function is realized by presenting knowledge of a particular subject and activities aimed at obtaining them. Developmental function of a textbook is to provide the means of a textbook developmental impact on the personality of the junior student, which is carried out in the following areas: development of mental processes, formation of general education skills and abilities, development of creative abilities. The main purpose of educational function is to reflect experience of emotional and value attitude to reality in textbooks properly, taking into account the specifics of the subject. Motivational function directs the development of students' intellectual feelings, positive studying motives, cognitive needs and interests, etc. The specific features of a structure of a textbook for elementary school is presented in the article. In order to find out the most important generalizing characteristics of the textbook, it is offered to use a comprehensive analysis of the textbook addressed to junior students in the following areas: functions, structure, printing design, the textbook in the system of educational and methodical complex. For example, printing design includes the following criteria: compliance with sanitary and hygienic requirements, aesthetics of the textbook, etc. The textbook in the system of educational and methodical complex means that the textbook is an independent element of the educational process, connection of the textbook with other components of educational complex and consistency. Textbooks and methodical literature for teachers, their connection, etc. The scientists' attempts to offer methods of analysis of certain aspects of the textbook have been pedagogically proved. Here are some samples of the following methods developed by members of the School Textbook Research Laboratory of Ternopil Vladimir Agnatyuk National Pedagogical University. Motivational content of the textbook for elementary school, developmental function of the textbook, technological structure of the textbook addressed to junior students. The technology of representation enhance the method of analysis. In textbook for junior students, the ability to learn the key competence of elementary education has been proved. Thus, we have systematized the main developments of scientists in the field of school textbook theory in certain areas. Emphasis has been placed on the peculiarities of the construction of textbooks for elementary school. Different methods for studying certain aspects of a textbook addressed to junior students have been defined. As a trend in the development of the theory of school textbooks, we define different methods for studying certain aspects of a textbook addressed to junior students. Further prospects are possible in the analysis of the work of textbooks relating to the peculiarities of the construction of school textbooks on certain subjects, methodological level of school textbook theory, in the research of didactic basis of interrelation of the textbook with other elements of an educational and methodical complex, in the study of international experience in research, in particular the activities of the George Eckert Institute for International Textbook Research and the International Association for Research on Textbooks and Educational Media. Thank you for your attention.